Hello everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a huge layout share and yeah, let's just get right into it. I've got tons of layouts here to show you and we'll just go ahead and get started. All right, so this first one is of our trip to Ouray and Telluride. And it's made with a season of green and gold and a season of elegance, and that's this gold foiled paper, and then this is the flip side, and I'll bring this closer. I cut these, or I stamped and cut these trees using the Frosted Forest stamps and dies. And this is Season of Green and Gold. And then I added some shimmer trim from my stash. And we've got this one here. This is a stamp called Encircled in Nature. And then I brought in some wood grain arrows from my stash as well. A favorite. It's continuing my Telluride trip, and I used an older collection from Close to My Heart, and it's called Change of Scenery. It was the workshop. And then I brought in some embossing folders here. And these letters are cut from the Slim alphabet. I went into my stash. So this is a wood round from Textured Timber, and I stamped it on papers that are from the Change of Scenery. It looks like burlap. And then I cut out some greenery from, I stamped and cut out some greenery, golden greenery. And this was cut out with Stylish Shapes, and this is the Deckled Circles die. I made my own journal tag. I added some dots that are from, they're textured dots. And let's see, I did some more texture here with the eyelet embossing folder on that tag. The stickers are from the Change of Scenery set, and then the trees are from Frosted Forest. So I layered them. I die cut everything and then layered them. And this is, I don't know if you can see that texture there. I've popped it with foam tape, but this texture is from the Birchwood embossing folder. Very cute. It was a fun trip. So this is a hike that we did up to Bridal Veil Falls down in Telluride. Okay, so the next one is also from our Telluride trip. And let's see if I can get it in here. This is in the town of Telluride. They have a gondola that'll take you up to the mountain village. So again, I used Change of Scenery. I wanted to kind of keep that throughout the trip to keep things cohesive. So I used some of the stickers and some of the same embellishments. And then this is from Golden Greenery. And then this image I cut using my Cricut. So we've got some wood grain here, and then some of the plaid that's from Golden Greenery. And yeah, this one came together pretty easily. There's some more of those textured dots, so I like to carry them all the way through. Okay, so this is the same trip, and the next day we drove the $1 Million Highway on down to Silverton. So again, I'm carrying through some of the same papers to keep things cohesive. So these letters are again the slimline alphabet, but the alphabet a la mode is very similar to those. This is from my stash. It's from Close My Heart Fresh Air, And these letters these trees are from Frosted Forest. That's from my stash. The paper here is from Winter Meadows, and we've got some wood grain papers, and then seasonal green gold. And again, this is Winter Meadows, and I cut them using the Spotlight on Nature. And then this I embossed with the Frosted Forest embossing folder, and then I did some treatment with some sprays from Tim Holtz and scattered some crystals around from my stash. I think that's everything. And I cut this circle with the deckled circles and made my own journal tag there. Fun trip. I'll bring this one a little closer too. And okay, this is the same trip, and I've incorporated some embellishments that are from a paper pumpkin kit. That's what these are right here. And we've got the wood rounds and different embellishments here, and that came from the kit. And I cut these in some silver foil from some dies that are from my stash. So the paper pumpkin kit was called Autumn Abundance. And then I've pulled in some papers that are from Sweet Days of Autumn. And then the base page is from, I don't know, I think it's I went into my stash and I got some papers from close to my heart that looked like denim, because Silverton is a railroad town, and the workers wore denim. And we went into a museum and learned all about the town. So did some strip journaling and added a whole bunch of these metallic dots. And these large leaves are from the Changing Leaves collection. And these were from dies that you can get as an add-on with Paper Pumpkin. This strip is from Regal's Regal Winter. And I'll pull this a little closer. So just created a cluster with the wood round as a base. I did cut this using the deckled edge, or deckled rounds, deckled circles, sorry. And then I inked the edges to blend that in. Make it look more realistic so I didn't have to fussy cut. And the same thing with this one. I used the largest deckled circle. Very fun. Okay. Next one is also Silverton, and this is when the train came in. So here's that train conductor, or wearing that denim. So this is a base of mocha, but you could use espresso. And then this is a pretty simple layout, but it's fun with all the squares. So this is Change of Scenery. So we're going back to that collection. And this is a stamp that is called The Greatest Adventure. So I stamped it and then cut it. And it's on that Change of Scenery cloud paper. Went into my stash to get some letters to spell explore. And into my stash this is from Change of Scenery, some of the stickers. And into my stash to cut those pine cones as well. And then we've got some of those textured dots scattered all around. Fun. And this is a really old, close to my heart embellishment. They're rub-ons. They're fun. Okay, changing gears to Halloween. All right, this one's fun. This is from a collection called Halloween Memories, and from Stampinup. And I did lots of layering with festive colors, and went into my stash and found some embellishments. These are black glitter from Close to My Heart, and then I found a stamp from Close to My Heart to stamp along there. This is a sticker from Halloween Memories, and this is a die from Close to My Heart. And then I cut out some letters with the Halloween Memories papers. I've got Halloween Memories papers here, and then I cut up one of the papers to make some strip journaling there. And these pumpkins were stamped and then die cut, and then I took a marker and went around the edges so that you wouldn't have the orange paper on the edges, and it just gave them a bolder edge to the pumpkins. Have some glitter paper there. Lots of fun. This was a trip to see the magic of the jack-o'-lanterns. And again, I used the Halloween Memories kit. So this is a pre-printed paper. I used a stamp to create these dots all around the edges. And these are the mini alphabet dies that I used some of the papers to cut out the letters. And then I stamped directly onto my kit. It looks like I never adhered to this one. Oopsie. Okay, so we did some stamping here, and here's that pumpkin die again that I used some of the papers to cut out that pumpkin. I'll bring this a little closer. And die cut a tab to do the year. And then this one here. Got some stickers here. Again, made my own journal spot, and more pumpkins. This is a zoo layout, and these are online exclusives, and this collection is called Utterly Adorable. So I did some treatment to the background, and I don't know if you can see these. I used some Tim Holtz spray and added some splashes because there were a lot of water exhibits, and have some splashes on these. And trip to the zoo. So I used the mini alphabet dies, and then this background is Nested Essentials, and I used the papers from Utterly Adorable. I cut some tags to do some journaling, and then did a little fussy cutting, and then also some of the dies will cut out the images. This is a Cricut cut that I imported and created. And so we've got some shimmer trim, and then these are Riverside Pearls. And got my pictures layered up and inked around the edges. I can pop a little bit more. And then the dies you could cut like the wood log and some greenery. Lots of fun. This is also online exclusives, and it is Marbled Elegance, and it was like a Valentine's, at least the timing of the release was around Valentine's Day, so it got lots of reds and pinks, and this beautiful gold foiling to give a marbled look. So this was a day trip that some girlfriends and I took down to the Brown Palace for tea. So this is a stamp that I pulled from my stash, and I stamped directly onto some patterned papers here, and then die cut it. and layered that tag up and added some gold thread. We've got some flat pearls, flat back pearls. And then this image here, I cut on my Cricut. This is decorative tags that I layered up. And then I used a tag to create my journaling. This is mini alphabet dies. And I embossed this with So Swirly. And we have some glitter paper, and I dovetailed the ends here. That was a fun day. This is a day hike that I took with my friend Mindy, and these papers are from Nests of Winter. And I love how the bottom portion of this are the cattails with, or pussy willows with all the birds. And this collection has dies that will cut out these birds from the pattern paper. And then, okay, let's start with this one. I went into my stash to find this stamp, and then I stamped it on some of the Country Woods wood grain papers, and I cut it out with now I'm forgetting my Spotlight on Nature, and into my stash for the pine cones. These are some textured dots, and then this is Golden Greenery and the Graceful Greenery vellum, and the dies match the vellum images. You can cut those out. Use some copper paper that's from, there's a collection of specialty papers you can get from Stampinup, and you get copper and gold and kind of a platinum color. And this is a flip flap that I will adhere, once I put it in my album, I'll adhere this to the top of the page so that I could get more photos onto my layout. And then this one, Nested Essentials, and I created my journal spot, and I did it on that birchwood paper. Merry Wolfmas. So these papers are from Take a Bow collection. They were 6x6 papers, so I cut them up into little squares and went into my Christmas papers, and these are from the Reindeer Days card pack for my journal spot, and a little bit festive. And then some older, these are classic matte dots. This is also, these little gold foiled embellishments are also from a little bit festive. So very cute. And then I popped everything on foam tape, double matted. Well, I printed my pictures with that white border, and then I matted everything on black so they would pop some more. Dogs in front of the Christmas tree, and their groomer gave them some fun festive bows. So, and again, she took this picture with the Christmas filter. Love it. And the lettering is from my stash. The dies are from my stash. Okay, so this one is a favorite. I read a lot of books, and so I decided to print out all the covers of most of the books that I read in 2024. So I printed these on my Epson PictureMate, and you can get several of them on a 4x6 piece of photo paper, and then cut them up and added them to my layout. So the base is from the Bloom Impressions collection, and this was a paper collection you could choose for free with Celebration. Then also I created a bookmark using the Bloom Impressions papers, and then I stamped on it using a favorite stamp set called Elements of Text. So I did that over here as well, and then cut it out with Spotlight on Nature. And this die and these to create my bookmark were from a Stampinup set called For the Books. It's a bundle. And then these were from Close to My Heart. I went into my stash, and it's from a collection called In a Book. And so I stamped them, and they have coordinating die cuts, and then I colored them in with alcohol markers. So cute. The letters are Slimline Alphabet, and this sticker is from my stash. And Elements of Plaid papers from Stampin' Up. Created a dovetailed banner there that continues over on this side. Did some popping of these elements with foam tape and inking around the edges here. This one is also using Bloom Impressions. Give a different look to them. These are pictures from the Challenge Hill in our town. We have a huge staircase on this hill. They're made with railroad ties, and it's very steep. And if you do it, I believe 14 times, it's equivalent to up and around and back up. It's equivalent to the Manitou incline down in Manitou. So large pieces of Bloom Impressions with this small pops of the florals, and then I used a base of the Country Woods. And this is also from Country Woods. I cut this out with the deckled rectangles and created my journal spot. Did a little stamping there, and then a circle cut from Spotlight on Nature. The letters are the mini alphabet dies, and these are low profile dots. They come in gold and pink. And then a lot of the ephemera here. This is, these are from the Spring Celebrations ephemera. And then I stamped directly onto my layout using this stamp set. This you could also get for free from Celebration. This is Zoo Lights. So it's a little tricky to scrapbook or print pictures that are taken at night. And I kept getting this purple hue to them, but I just decided to go with it. And to counteract that purple, you can go with colors that are opposite on the color wheel on the spectrum. So yellows and greens and blues can kind of tone down. If I had backed this with more purple, it would have made them even more purple. So I didn't want that. So I kind of went with the opposite on the spectrum there to kind of tone down the color. And I know there's color correcting you can do, so on and so forth, but I just went with this because I wanted the bright colors of the lights. So the papers are from A Little Bit Festive and also Everyday Skies. These are 6x6 papers here, and Timeless Plaid. So I went into a bunch of collections and just picked the colors that had the same tones and sort of calming patterns. I wanted a little pop of something here, but not a ton because the pictures have a lot going on. So then we've got some of the antique pearls here, and this collection is called Light the Year. So I colored them in with colored pencils and die cut them with the coordinating dies, and then we've got some golden greenery, and backed it with a circle cut with Spotlight on Nature. And these papers are the beautiful bokeh. I'll bring this a little closer. Matted everything with black, with little pops of gold foiling for the embellishments. Fun layout. My husband and I went with my brother and his wife. I go to a lot of scrapbook retreats. Do you guys do that too? So I pulled a whole bunch of pictures that were from various retreats over the last handful of years, and put them all together on one collection. So this is from a workshop called Everyday You and Me, and I altered it just a smidge to accommodate my pictures. So I believe the original workshop had some embellishments here rather than photos, and I wanted more photos. So yeah, I just kind of made it work the way I wanted it to work for my pictures. So we have lots of tabs that I added so that I could identify the place and the year, and then I stuck with a lot of the original workshop. I added some of these Riverside pearls because I thought the color went really well, and I inked all the edges to make everything pop a little bit more. So the stickers I inked and all the edges. So these dies are from my stash. And I popped up the pictures. I did 2 3x4s instead of 1 4x6. And just getting together with the girls and being crazy. Doing some scrapbooking, a little bit, mostly just talking and laughing, having a good time. All right. Okay, changing gears again. This is from a girls' trip to Estes Park, and that town is just outside of Rocky Mountain National Park. So the first day we got in, we did a hike up in Rocky Mountain National Park to Lake Kaiaha, and yeah, it was a fun day. Most of us went, a couple of us hung back and did a little shopping in town. So yeah, I got some beautiful pictures of the lake. This lake is interesting because a couple years ago there was a natural rock slide, and it kicked up all kinds of minerals in the water that created this kind of green, milky color to it, and it's just beautiful. So you can kind of see it a little bit in the background here. So it's just gorgeous and unique and just different from a bunch of the other lakes that are up there. So yeah, I wanted to go up there, and it was very rocky and challenging to get up there. But once we wound our way through the rocks, and it was much like this, the last stretch to find our way there. So take it slow, and we got there. So I made this layout using the base is Season of Elegance, and then I popped in some Nature Sweetness, and then I used some of the mini alphabet dies here to cut my title. I used Spotlight on Nature, and then I went into my stash and got some stamps. And then we've got some trees that are from Forever Forest with the coordinating dies. And we have this one, and Peaceful Evergreens. We've got a die there as well. So again, I created my own journal tag and did some stamping on it. And that's from Change of Scenery from my stash. And added another color from Season of Elegance to back those pictures, and pop them on, pop the larger ones on foam tape. It was in the fall, so we had a lot of fall color. So this was another day, and from that long weekend, we went up to Bierstadt Lake. And check out the colors. Oh my goodness, so pretty. So pretty. So I've got some really good pictures here. So we started out the day with a bull elk. the picture was taken too late, but he was moving his women off, his harem off into this brush over here. So this was him just finishing up, like, move it, ladies. And so we had to, of course, stop the cars at a safe distance and let him do his thing. So, and then when we got up to the lake, there was Mama Moose in there. She was having her breakfast. So we walked all the way around the lake and just watched her for a really long time. And it was really fun. So I created this layout. I used a base of Country Woods and then some of the Sweet Days of Autumn papers. So I stamped directly onto my layout. And I used the Documenting the Day stamp set. This was a stamp set you could choose from Celebration. And then I layered in die cuts from Frosted Forest dies. And then I created a base for my title here, my subtitle here, using a piece of cardstock, and then I did some stamping on it with textured timber. So I had kind of a wood grain background, and then I inked the edges, and I add lots of tags here rather than doing a large journal block. It's kind of self-explanatory, so I just did, dates and names, and use these tags to identify things. So pop some of the larger pictures. Next layout, this is that same trip. And I used a lot of papers that are from Autumn to Remember. So this is an exclusive paper that you can get with the kit. And then I added in some of the papers, and this is a sticker from that collection. I cut a lot of these leaves from Changing Leaves, and I inked them. And then I threw in some other die cuts that are from Golden Greenery. And let's see what else. Got some more stickers from that same collection, and some of the full glass dots. I'll bring this a little closer so you can see the inking on the leaves here. So I drove to the top of Trail Ridge Road, and then we did the little hike that takes us up to 12,000 feet. That's right here. Of course, you have to stop and get your picture in front of the sign. So these are alphabet a la mode. I did some inking in the background there, and then I used a shimmer brush to create some splatters and a little shimmer back there in the background. And stickers up in the corner there, and then a little stamping. And I created my own tag from Designer Tags, I believe. And then I did some second generation stamping to create my journal spot. Is of my dog. This is Roisin. And again, picture from the groomer. She did a farming background. So, yeehaw. Rootin' tootin' cowgirl. So the papers that are from, these are Regal Winter. And I used a combination of a lot of different things here. I used some wood grain, Country Woods, and then Nature Sweetness here. And then I went into my stash. I used some glitter paper to cut her name, and for some of these pearls. This is a stamp set from Close to My Heart, and colored those in with alcohol markers. And Spotlight on Nature. I used this paper is Splendid Autumn to cut those. This is also one with Roisin. So these papers are Wildflower Birthday, and they've got some gold foiling on them, and did some layering, and I cut this using some of that plaid paper that is from Wildflower Birthday. I used my Cricut to cut her name. And then this collection has some die cuts that come with it. So I clustered those together and did some dovetail banners with some more of those papers. And again, that's from the collection. And then I added some of these flat, low profile dots, the gold ones. Did a little doodling around the edges to pull everything together, and yeah. This one, my groomer texted me these pictures. She was sticking out her tongue here, and then she climbed into the laundry basket. She's like a heat-seeking missile. She will find any warm spot to go snuggle in, so I'm not surprised that she climbed into the laundry. So this collection is called Floral Delight. So this layout, I'm showing how you can use like a busy pattern paper to scrapbook with. And so the goal is to you separate, you can do borders, you can pull things off to the side or from the top and the bottom, and not have your pictures directly against the busy papers, and it works. So I used some of this vellum that's part of the suite, and then I backed it, of course, with white paper, and then I used some of the Floral Delight dies to die cut some of these flowers. And the letters are the mini alphabet dies. This is a flip side of one of the Floral Delight papers. Also, this one's a flip side. So I stamped directly onto this one. I cut it out with Spotlight on Nature, went into my stash, and stamped that directly. This one is a die cut, and I stamped and then colored that in using some alcohol markers. And then we've got some of the vellum flowers that you can cut directly from the vellum in that collection, and then layered up some of the flowers here. So I just did a simple tab to do some journaling there. This one is of the room renovation I did for my scrapbook room, and that's where I am right now. So took a lot of pictures along the way. I did this whole paint job and everything myself, except of course we had the floors installed, but yeah, everything else I did. So this paper here is from Woven Textures, and it kind of has a linen look to it. And then these papers are from the Trusty Toolbox DSP. And then I used a bunch of the dies from Trusty Tools. And then I cut out some of the papers, the images that are on the papers, the dice match. And layered all those in. And instead of using dots or crystals or whatever, I used some of the images that you can cut with the dies, and I use silver foil paper to do that. So, and then this is a embossing folder, and it is called Plaster Painting. And then I roughed up the edges here and did some sanding on it to bring out that white core. It's using the new well, old to close to my heart, but new to Stampin' Up! Two-tone cardstock. So if you sand it, you can bring out that white core. I added a little bit of journaling and some tabs. This layout I absolutely love, 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 love. It's with the Woven Textures DSP. And I used almost all of the various patterns, except for that there's two that have kind of a gray tone to them. So I wanted to keep these all in brown. So I used them all and just did strips. And these pictures are from a day trip that couple of friends and my husband and I, we went down to a little town called Victor, and there is a troll there. Thomas Dambo, he's a sculptor, or I don't know if he uses reclaimed wood to make his trolls, and they're all over the world. So this troll is in Colorado. There's another one in Breckenridge. And so we went down to see Rita, the rock planter, and did a little hike. And then we went on to Cripple Creek, which is adjacent or not too far from Victor. And Cripple Creek, it's a gambling town, but it's also known for donkey days, and it has a herd of donkeys that it's the 2 Mile High Club, and the town sort of takes care of this herd of donkeys. And so during the warmer months, they just kind of roam around the town. So donkeys at large. And so that day, the herd, it was a hot day, so I don't know where they were. We looked for them, but we couldn't find them. So the herd was hiding that day, but we found this one, and you can buy treats for them. So she was really happy to see us. And they really do say hee-haw. So yeah, so I did, on this layout, I did some stamping with woven textures. And then I used a shimmer brush to do some splatters as well. And I kept them, of course, around the edges before I started to build my my layout. And then the embellishment cluster here, this is that wood round from Textured Timber. And then this was from a punch that you can get from Stampinup that's called Boughs. And these are the swirl dots that are actually from the coffee collection, and I just thought the color went really well with the other browns in this. And let's see, this one, again, another embellishment cluster. I have a lot of pictures on this layout, so I wanted to keep the areas where the pictures are relatively clean, just so that make those blues pop and your attention went straight to those pictures. So a layout using diamonds that I cut from the with the linked together die set, and I believe this is was an online exclusive. And then the papers are from Bloom Impressions. So these are the papers that are from Celebration. So yeah, I cut a bunch of diamonds. And again, when you're using the busy flowers, I like to keep them separated. And I felt like if I backed everything with a dark color, that the colors would pop more. So we have our pattern over here, and then our pictures in a grid style. So this is from Linked Together. It's the die that I layered. I cut it in the blue and then layered it. And then I stamped some of the flowers that are from Everyday You and Me. And then the sprigs here are from Linked Together. And I used some of the antique pearls. And did another little cluster here. And I used the Nested Essentials dies to create a little journal spot. Okay, so I will put the playlist for my layouts in the description below, and each of the videos you can get an exact list of all the supplies that were used and how all the layouts were put together. So I appreciate you hanging in there. I know this was a long one. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, and then you can find all of my videos. And thanks for watching.